Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name is FM Jellico, and this is the Dafuge Challenge, Episode 6, with Enfield Town FC. Our game today, I wanted to show you the two players we've managed to bring in since we last talked. The first is Rui DaCosta. I signed him at the end of last episode, and he accepted. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 20 years old. Decent player for this level. Doesn't have a lot of leadership, no long throws, no penalty taking. But other than that, he's fairly well-rounded. Decent acceleration, decent agility, decent pace. Plays the mid positions very well. I'm probably going to play him as a segundo volante in the DM. I'll show you that here in just a second. Comes to us from Norwich, where he never got on the field. But he's had one game for us so far. With an assist, 7.7 rating. Can't really complain with that. The other player we managed to bring in is also another midfielder. Let me go back up and change this. Lucas Dawson, 3-star current, 3-star potential ability. A bit older at 25 years old. Kind of a coup for us. He had a lot of suitors, and for some reason he still came to us even though we bargained him down on his salary. He initially wanted 400. We got him down to 300. Again, a very well-rounded player for this level of football. Not a lot of red. In fact, the only thing that is red is his finishing. Great at penalty taking, decent acceleration and agility, decent natural fitness, good stamina and strength for this level, determined. He's a good sign for us. As a result of signing him and DaCosta, I did let O'Connor go. O'Connor was on non-contract. I think we're really set in the midfield now. Greeny's coming back from his injury. Hinchcliffe is coming back from his injury. We should be solid here. We've got a nice rotation set up. So after the Chelmsford debacle, we had a match against Eastbourne Borough, and this was a good game for us. We won 2-0, 13 shots, 6 on target, had the possession advantage. Tom Ashton had a brace and the player of the match. DaCosta had an assist, and Green had an assist. And as you can see, we're keeping a lot of our goals fairly close. You will notice that DaCosta did have one shot out from beyond the penalty box, but in this case, I can kind of sort of live with it because, one, it's the only shot he took, and two, we've changed our tactic up slightly. It's still a 3-4-3, but we've dropped DaCosta back to the segundo volante, and I really like this position. It gives you everything you want in a ball-winning midfielder who tends to play a little bit deeper. Paired up with Ray, he had a really good game last game. As he's playing the volante on support, he'll move up a little bit further. If he was attacking, he'd move up even further into the box. At least that's what I see when I watch the matches on 2D. And the only drawback to that is you're susceptible to counter. So by putting him on support, he tends to sit a little bit further back, which kind of suits us pretty well, considering this is actually kind of a defensive formation for us when you think about it. The only 3 players we really have forward at any given time are going to be the strikers. So, with that being said, let's get to the game. I did find some music. I included it on the last video. I like it. My son likes it. I got the 2 thumbs up approval from my son, which is about a thumb more than I usually get, so I'm happy with it. Make sure we got everything in order here, and we're off to the match. Aveley is playing a 4-4-2 with Tavernier in goal, Bunce, Bailey, Howard, and Stroud as the defensive line, Cudworth, Biggs, Dyer, and Rowe as the midfield, Alabama and Calvert as the striker. We are playing our 3-4-3 with Fried in goal, Morrison up in England. On the defensive line, DaCosta's playing a DM, but he's a segundo volante, so he's more of a halfway mark kind of guy. Green, Ray, and Henchcliffe on the midline, with Ashmore and Obafemi starting up as the strikers. On their bench, they have Shinton, Wilding, Brackstone, Nicholson, and Langford, while we have Welch, Hayes, Hunt, Dawson, Walker, and Lewis. I've got a good relationship with the players. They're all very good morale-wise. The only players who are unhappy are a couple of younger players who aren't getting starting games. And yet, for some reason, every time I give the pregame speech, I get seem deep in thought or listen keenly, or nothing specific noted. I don't know what it is. So Aveley has the ball to start it out. Upton intercepts. Lumps it forward to Obafemi, who crosses. Ashton! Oh, nice block by the Aveley goalie. Raining again. Ray on the corner to Upton. Malaban fouls him. Ray with the throw-in. Moore has it. Back out to DaCosta. Lumps it forward to Obafemi. Catches it on the wing. Crosses it in to Henchcliffe. Crosses it in. Ashton heads it. Hits top of the bar and bounces over. So, yeah, we're probably a bit over on our salary again, but I'm okay with that. In the short term, we've got the... nice shot by DaCosta, wide left. We've got the the January transfer window is going to open up here in a couple of weeks. Although, to be honest, I'm fairly sure that doesn't really apply to the lower leagues. I've been able to bring in players on transfers. They're frees, but they're still transfers. We're going to get rid of a lot of youth players. Well, let me rephrase that. We're going to do our best to get rid of a lot of the youth players who are just going to never make the team. I'm going to go through the rest of the roster and cull a few players if I can. My thing right now is, nice takeaway by Green. Ray lumps it up to Ashton, to Moore. Oh, nice save by Tavernier. My goal is to get the backups that we need. We'll probably be a little bit thin, but if I can get people in like Welch Hayes who can play more than one position really well. Henchcliffe crosses to Obafemi. Nice tap in with his right foot on the volley. That was a little strange looking, but it went in, so I'll take it. If it's strange and it's a goal, it works. Now see, from the other angle, it looked like he did that with his right foot, not his left. He wants to come off. Could be a bruised head. You know what, Moore? We'll take you off at the half. It's 4 more minutes. I'm also going to be hitting up the loan player list a lot more in January as well. I've got a couple of loan players in, Henchcliffe and Welch Hayes, and they've served us really well. If I can get 1 or 2 more players of their quality that I'm not paying their salaries for, I will gladly do that. Halftime, we are up 1-0. We've held Aveley without a shot. Their tactic at the moment seems to be foul us. So, we're not going to change much. The only thing we are going to change is taking Moore off and bringing Cameron Walker on. Keep it up. See, and we're ahead 1-0, and a team we're totally dominating, and I only got 2 guys in the green with a thumbs up. Unreal. Okay, starting the second half here. Green to Morrison to Ray to Ashton. Nice tackle by Howarth. Tavernier with a kick. Lumps it forward to Morrison. Into the crowd. Langford has it, but Costa intercepts. Green to a charging Obafemi, and Tavernier blocks. It was a nice save by the Aveley goalie. Costa with the corner. I don't remember putting him on corners. That's something I'm going to have to do between matches, is go back and reset a a couple of things. I've got a couple of players that are better than the ones I have there now. Dawson, for example, his 15 penalty taking is way better than anyone else on the team by a country mile. So he can hit the goalie straight on now instead of more. Aveley's had one shot that was wildly off target. Probably the one we just saw. 60 minutes down. How's everybody doing? DaCosta bounces it off the walls. And he's fouled by Dyer. You know what? We're going to bring a couple more people on. I got a couple tired players out there. So we're going to switch to our 4-3-3 here. The only weak point in this formation is probably Morrison at the right back, but I am not too worried about that. As a matter of fact, we are going to put both him and Green. Plays a really good inverted wing back. I never noticed that before. Fullbacks on defend. And we are going to go to the counter here. DaCosta moves up to the middle as an advanced playmaker. Dawson comes on as a ball-winning midfielder. Also changed to counter as well, coming off the attack. Stroud to Brackstone on the throw-in. Back to Stroud. Intercepted by Morrison. Cudworth bombs it into Calver. Melband. Fry it. Makes a save. Probably made it harder than it needed to be. Bunce. The throw into Cudworth. Into the box but kicked out. Dyer. Back to Bunce. To Calver. He's got two guys on him. Oh, DaCosta steals it. Up to Obafemi. He long shots this again. Crossing it in to Ashton. Heads it right to Tavernier. The Aveley goalies had a pretty good game. DaCosta again to Obafemi. It's just fast enough. Ashton, header right to Tavernier. This is something we just saw not too long ago. Bunce. Obafemi. He's got four guys around him. Morrison to Ray. To Walker. To Ray. Into Obafemi. Into the crowd. Obafemi back to Ashton. Nope. Kicked away. 10 minutes left. I don't know. I'm kind of holding my breath. I'm waiting to see how I'm going to get FM'd on this. Stroud with a throw into Clover. Brackstone with the ball. Oh, Woodwork save. Well, there's our one for the game. Bunce with the throw in for Aveley. Lumps it forward. Calver. He's got options. And there we go. Just got FM'd. Fry made the first save. He couldn't make the second. So much for sitting on the counter. Dawson to Ray. To Walker. Back to, I guess it was DaCosta and Ray. Neither one of them took it. Upton lumps it forward. Walker to Obafemi. Cross it. Dawson back to Obafemi. Oh, nuts. And we're in extra time. We have to play a second game, or did I agree to extra time on this? I thought I agreed to extra time on this. Oh, the goal was disallowed. How did I miss that? Well, I'd love to blame the fact that I'm fairly new to this, but I'm not. I should have noticed that goal had been disallowed, especially after there was no replay. Honestly, I think I was so upset I thought the goal had been scored that I just totally missed it. Memories of Chelmsford still fresh. That's a free kick for us. Ashton gets tripped, but no penalty called. Malaband. England with a nice header out. Fry with the save. Hopkins blows the whistle. You know what, let's go back and see. Can we go back and see? No, doesn't look like it. I'll have to check it out later. Talk to team. We were kind of poor out there. We gave up that goal at the very end. Half the team thought we were, half the team didn't. You know, honestly, part of me can't be bothered with it. So we will be back in a few with our second match of the day. Well, the schedule is just packed. We had a game on the 18th. We had a game 4 days later, the one we just played against Aveley. We got one 4 days after that against first in the league, Billericay. Then 3 days after that comes Basingstoke. And then 2 days after that comes our game against Hampton and Richmond Borough. Some of my guys may be ringing in the new year from their deathbed. Well, 10 minutes into the game, I thought we were absolutely lost because Billericay was already up 2-0 with goals in the 8th and the 9th minute. Obafemi got us one back in the 20th minute, but then Dan Turner scored for Billericay and put them up 3-1. Ashton scored in the 49th minute, brought us back to 3-2. Then Cairo Edwards-John scored the second of his brace in the 71st minute and put them up 4-2. And then Harry England scored on a very nice shot in the 80th minute. And we had a couple chances near the end, but it just wasn't meant to be. So Billericay, as I said, is top of the table. They deserve to be there. They've been on excellent form all year. They've only lost 3 games and drawn 2. And we are playing one of the teams that beat them today, Hampton and Richmond Borough, who we lost to earlier in the year. As it stands right now, we are in 7th place at 35 points. Billericay is running away with the league. They'll have to really trip over their own feet and knock themselves out to fall out of first place, I think. 7th place through 3rd is going to be a dogfight, I think. I think 2nd place, whoever manages to get up to probably 3 to 5 points ahead of anybody in this group is going to have a lock on 2nd place, I think. I do think it's interesting. If you look down here, in 22 matches played, we've scored 50 goals, which is first best in the league. We've allowed 37, which is 17th best. We're first in yellow cards, second highest in red cards, and 14th in attendance. We are a little bit over on the wage budget. That's because of the DaCosta and Connor signings, but I knew that was to be expected. We've got a lot of players whose contracts are going to be up in about 6 months or so. I've re-signed Ashton. I've re-signed a couple others. Upton for sure. Morrison. The one I am currently vacillating on is Moore. He is 3.5 star, 5 star potential. He's 23 years old. He started 18 games for us. He's got 13 goals, 3 assists, 4 penalty shots. But he's on 450 pounds a week. And his initial contract offer was that he wanted close to 600. And I just cannot afford to do that. As popular as he is, as good as he is for us, I don't think it's going to happen. What I would love to do is somehow get Lucas Green-Birch back on loan. He's only played 5 games for us. He had 4 goals in those 5 games. He had 5 goals in the non-competitives. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. I think Port Vale would be willing to loan him out. Failing that, I'll keep an eye on his contract. If it's going to expire before he goes back on loan and Port Vale has no interest in signing him, I will sign him because I am reasonably sure that I can sign him for a lot less than 450 pounds a week. Now, granted, comparing him to Moore, where'd it go? There it goes. Moore's got him beat on the defending and the vision and the mentals. but he's also 6 years older. And Moore is a bit more versatile, but 450 pounds a week. I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Starting lineups for today. Hampton and Richmond Borough is starting Roland in goal with El Abd, Morgan, Shaw, and Cook on the defensive line. Jolly, Harrison, Karoma, and Macaulay on the midfield line. And Sheriff and Crawford is the strikers. We're starting our asymmetric 3-4-3, I guess you call it. Fried, England, Upton, and Thompson are in the back with Fried in goal. Greeny is back from injury and fully healthy with Ray next to him. DaCosta back in the defensive midfielder playing the segundo volante. And Green back out on the right as Henchcliffe is injured and isn't really match fit. Ashton, Moore, and Walker instead of Obafemi starting right now. Obafemi is not fully healthy. He's not injured per se, but he could use a little bit of a rest. Walker should be a capable replacement for him this game. On their bench, they have Naylor, Murray, Harding, Moss, and Kiernan, and we have Sanford, Morrison, Dawson, Obafemi, and Wilchase. And again, after a recommended speech and some encouragement, less than half the team seems to notice. But kickoff is ours. It's raining a little bit. England lumps the ball forward. Greeny takes it to Ray. Back to Ashton. Ashton picked up a bruised thigh in the game against Billericay Town, but he's not all that injured. It was a 1 to 3 day deal, so I left him in. DaCosta kicks it, but it bounces off a Hampton and Richmond player and out. Ray with a throw in to someone on Hampton and Richmond. Crawford, DaCosta steals it, kicks it back to Fryatt. He's going to bomb it forward into the crowd. Costa has it to Ray, to Ashton, to Walker, who loses it. Maybe he's not a capable replacement for Obafemi. Macaulay, Fryatt with a nice block. That's the other thing with Moore, too. I do have Obafemi, and while he's not as versatile as Moore, he's also a lot less cheaper by about a couple £100 a week. And he's one of the other players I've re-signed. Walker heads it back out. Karoma has it. Waiting for something to develop. Still waiting for something to develop. Heading the wrong direction. That was offsides. I thought that was a foul there for a minute. Ashton to Greeny. Well, he kicked it forward for more, but... And Harrison lumps it forward to Jolly in the box. Got people out there, but Upton headers it away. El Abd has it back to Morgan. Up to Harrison. Over to Jolly on the left. He's going to cross it in. Oh, nice save by Fryatt. And, I can't see it. The number 2 guy for Hampton came in with a flying header, but he bounced it off his own guy's back. Is that Macaulay? No, it wasn't Macaulay. Thompson heads it out. Back to Harrison. Jolly in the box. Fryatt. I can't tell if he pushed that out of bounds or it was going there, but man, Hampton is just on the attack this game. You know what? Are we unstructured? We are. We're going to come off structure and go to flexible. Nope. Green lumps it forward to Walker. Back to Green. Over to Ray. Up to Moore. Back to Walker. Ray kicks it forward into the crowd. Ashton, now, was going wide, but Wallen still made a nice save on it. Cook with the throw in. Crossing it in. Blocked by England. Jolly's got it. They're too far in the box. Oh, nice takeaway by Ray. Lumps it forward, but no one on our jersey is near that. Wallen skies it. Thompson heads it away. Crawford. And they're building up the attack again. Macaulay slipping through the line. Fry pushes it above the goal. You know, I think we're going to sit slightly deeper. See if that helps us. Upton with the kick. Ray. Cook takes it away from Ashton. Sorry about that. Had a sneeze. Couldn't pause in time. Ashton with the ball. Nope. Kicks it right to Walland. Everybody's having kind of a subpar game. And I rested them too. I rested most of this team the previous game because I knew we had so many games in such a short amount of time. Crawford heads it out. Morgan back to Macaulay. Jolly. Right through the line. Macaulay had a nice assist, but Cook with the throw in again. Karoma to Harrison to Jolly, and he scores again. Ray's on a 6-2. Upton's on a 6-2. That's just no bueno, as a friend of mine would say. Karoma with a long shot. And one of those goals didn't count. Was he offsides? I swear, that is the second game I've missed where the goal has been offsides. Upton's still going to come off, though. Talk to the team. Assertive. Show me something else. Hey, everybody likes that. Maybe that's what I need to do, is get a little bit madder at them. You know what? We're going to pause this real quick, see if we can't go back to this disallowed goal. See what I missed. Yeah, he was way offsides. Okay. Give Upton about 10 more minutes to get his act together. Moore with the throw in to Ashton, who kicks it away. Upton sends it up front. Jolly takes it away. Sheriff. England heads it away. Ray back to Upton, who kicks it right to Karoma. Macaulay. Oh, nice save by Fryatt, especially after the initial deflection. You know what? Maybe Upton's not going to last another 10 minutes. Sheriff. Skies it. You know what? Upton's going to come off. For Morrison. Who else is having a crap? Yeah, Dawson's going to come in for Ray. Save my last substitute. Well, Fryatt has it. Bringing it out. What is he doing so far forward? He's kicking it to Shaw. Hampton. Moore has it. Crosses to Green, who sends it in, and Shaw intercepts it. El Abd has it. Trips over himself, but somehow manages to launch it frickin' 80 yards down the field. To Crawford, who bangs it wide left. Jolly with the throw-in to Harrison. To Cook. To Macaulay. Tackled by Green. Nice. Let's build the attack. Send it forward. Moore in traffic. To Walker. sure what that was. I think, yeah. So we're solidly mid-table. We're a little bit above mid-table, which was my goal for the season. If we somehow manage to sneak into the playoffs, I won't be upset. If by some miracle we manage to get promoted, I'm going to be slightly worried because we do not have a team for the next level. And I don't know that we have the budget for the next level either. Harding with the corner kick in. Sheriff to El Ab to Jolly, who skies it high and right. So one of the things about Enfield Town that a lot of people don't realize is that it is entirely supporter-owned. The history behind the club is that the original Enfield Town was owned by a businessman who wasn't exactly forced, but he was put into a partnership with the trust, and then due to a couple of business agreements, left and took the team with him. And that is the Enfield Town 1893 Football Club. And then the supporters formed their own football club. And then over the next few years, and this was all in the early 2000s. Dawson with the kick, and he high and left. Anyhow, this was in the early 2000s. And I want to say in the mid-2000s, there was an effort to merge the clubs back together again, but that failed. So for the moment, Enfield Town is the only supporter-owned team in English football, as I understand it. And admittedly, my knowledge of English football is a few PowerPoint slides deep. Well, it's deeper than that. But I definitely will be the first to admit I do not know all the ins and outs of the various leagues and the histories behind the teams. Crawford with a kick wide. You know, we're going to go on the overload. Ashton, center it. Moore, off, in. Oh, very nice. We've pulled level. You know what? Counter. Yeah, he almost saved it. We got a lucky bounce there, but I will take a lucky bounce, that's for sure. England heads it back out to Harrison on Hampton's side. El Abd to Harding. Is it me or is it raining a little bit harder? Dawson to Green. Oh, he headed it the wrong way. Obafemi kicks it. Ashton off the woodwork. Oh, I guess they got their own woodwork save. Back in the goal again. Green. Well, Wolin saves it. You know, and most everybody is on the right side of 60% except Green. He's played an awful lot on the right wing, especially with Hencliffe out injured. Harrison. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Oh, Fried. Nice save. Looks like he pushed that one out of the way. 89 minutes. How much injury time are we going to have? 4 minutes. 4 minutes injury time. Oh, look at that. We're going to score. And Macaulay, I don't know what that was, but it was definitely wide left. Fry it. Boots it up. In the crowd. DaCosta heads it to Harrison on Hartford. But he gets it back. Dawson, you're running the wrong way. To Morrison, who kicks it forward. Ashton is running for it. I think if he were fully healthy, he may have gotten it. I'm not quite sure why Obafemi and Moore were going that way. They could have intercepted that pass, I think, or at least made an effort to. Fry it. No, nice save on a long kick. Corner kick. Harding in. Headed out. Kiernan has it. Back to Harding. Back to Shaw. Wide left. Although the Fry it dive looked good. Wolin with the kick. Morrison heads it right back to Harrison. Macaulay's there, crossing it in. Sheriff. Kick it out, guys. DaCosta with the long kick to Moore, who was aiming for Green but hit Sheriff instead. Man, we're really trying. Well, we're making this a lot more exciting than it needs to be. Harrison to Sheriff. Kicking it out. Dawson. Oh, nice tackle. Harding has it back to Harrison. Top of the box to Sheriff, who was offsides. Thank God. Fry it. No, he wasn't offsides. Someone was fouled. But, as I was saying, being supporter-owned means there's just not a lot of money. I mean, we're in the red. We're making money on our decent cup runs in that. 1-1. They completely outshot us, but we had the same amount on target. And they had more possession. But we had more clear-cut chances. I will take that against a team that's above us on the table. I'm going to say they were unlucky. Only half the team thought we were unlucky. So, yeah, checking out the finances here real quick. We're a little bit over on the payroll budget by £50. Our overall balance is getting a little bit worse. We're making a decent amount of money with our cup appearances. And we're actually only losing $14K a month at the moment. If we can hang on and watch our salary and get some good wins, I think we can not fall deeper into debt. I know at the beginning of the series I was looking at the numbers and saying that's not possible. I still think those numbers are not possible. We'd have to spend like my sister-in-law, to be honest with you, to fall into that sort of trap, and that's just not going to happen. So I think we're going to come back for Havant and Waterlooville. They're currently second in the table, and our FA Trophy second round match against Boreham Wood. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please drop a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, ideas, tactics, tips, or the like, please drop a comment down below. Also, any criticism is most welcome. As is fairly obvious, I am new to this, and I'm always looking for ways to improve. My name is FM Jellicoe, and I thank you for watching.